Hello everyone, Mayor Jordan here, and welcome back. Still feels weird to say that 4 episodes in, but just getting used to not saying Xantor is still weird to me. But I hope you're doing well. I don't really remember what we did last time. It's been a little bit of actual time as well, because I've been busy, very busy, playing a lot of Pokemon of all things, and not a lot of Sea Skylines, and honestly, pretty sad. I miss playing Sea Skylines, although I did play a little Sea Skylines, and it just made me remember I had turned all of this in weird ways. So let me do that. I can always change this in post if anything's too loud or quiet. But there we go. So now it's not dead quiet at least. Should I change the radio station? Does that want to be like a smart thing? Put on the classics for a bit maybe? Why not? Let's put on the classics. Let me do this. Let me bring it down just a little, because for me it's loud. I don't know why. But there we go. That's better. So, need more educated workers. What's our education like right now? So we're a little bit of a gap over there, I guess. At least. So one thing I've always wondered about this. So I've always accumulated. I've always assumed that the education availability is based on the color of the road, even though there's the capacity and the everything like that. I don't know if it's better to make sure that there's a school in each area where everything's green, or if it's better just to have lots of room, like keep them nicely spaced out and not like right on top of each other, which it feels a little bit like sometimes. So I really don't know there. Maybe it's a high school thing, because there's only an elementary school over here. I think. Yeah, so maybe it's a high school issue. So let's do that. I mean, I know it's definitely another thing as well, but we'll start with that. What if I was to put the high school in literally just right here? Kind of, gives them a little crosswalk, nice little area. It's kind of safe for them. There's a bus stop quite close to here. In fact, it's right there, weirdly. So maybe that will help. In fact, let me move that bus stop from there to here, because I think that's going to be better of a layout, honestly, being right in front of the school. So do that, and maybe that'll help us get the education that we so desire. Another thing is, I wonder, so we got a lot of people eligible for university, but no university yet, so that could be a little bit of something as well. So we could start to create a university, or we could, just go ahead and put down a regular university and leave it at that. I do like the idea of the creation aspect, of course, because I think it would be rather fun. So we may go that route. This looks like a nice flat area, it's kind of close to residential. This could eventually become high, like I could even start to turn this to high density, which I think we unlocked last time, and then kind of go from there. So I think that's what we'll do. I really like using this, it was an avenue, yeah, large avenue with grass. I really like using it for things with, sort of important land value off of it. So I'm gonna use that. Go and bring the pops down here. Pop that there. And again, I could still just go ahead and put a regular one off it, but I think we'll go ahead and we'll try to build our own campus and just see how that goes. And we'll start with all this here, because I'm thinking of, the sports and everything. It's going to take some room. In fact, we should go ahead and claim even this, because those sports places, they really take up the room. Let me tell you. So yeah, we got to start with the trade school, and that is totally fine. I think we should put the admissions building actually on this main area. So we will do that, and we will continue the road on through here for now, just to have that connection. And then as for getting that in, we'll do a little strip of some high density here, And we'll even do some high density there. But let's go ahead and also put a park in. Let's use the old, or one of the favorites here. And we'll see if I can sneak it maybe in through there, like a little path. Oh yeah, definitely can. Just need to turn off all of those, and it's right on that crosswalk too, which is honestly quite beautiful. Then we can do something like that, and I like that a lot. Then we could even come back from there. We could even put a little thing in there, which I think is always fun. I gotta turn my headphones down. All the stuff, all the movements or the effects are very loud for me. I always edit it so like you know, it's normal volume for you guys, but for me it's like, oh lord. So name wise, I don't know where we want to be. We're still laked out. I feel like we gotta change this. I've not had any suggestions yet, so because I mean the channel's new, it's bound to happen. So I think we gotta look around. We gotta get a bit of a name going on here. You know, I'm trying to think of like something that just feels correct. I mean, we're in a kind of, I don't even know what our type of place is. I don't know if it's temperate or boreal. What, I mean, how you say that, boreal? I don't know. You know, we got like the, you know, the rivers sort of coming in here, and then a bay. I do think something bay, you know. So I'm trying to think of like a good solid name from that. Something bay. You know, it's just, it's hard to think. So there's something really funky out there in the distance. Look forward to seeing that eventually. Let's see. Like we got like the two rivers, some like Twin River Bay, but that seems a bit like I mean, the only place with bay I can think of off the top of my head is Thunder Bay for some reason in Monterey. It's not very helpful. I mean, it doesn't have to be bay. It could be Twin Rivers, something, but again, that's a bit generic of a name. I mean, Lakedale isn't actually the worst name of the world for it, I guess, but it's not really, unless it is a lake, but I don't know. I like the first thing I was thinking of bays again. I had Guantanamo Bay in my head, but that's probably not a very good name, is it? Oh, geez, what's a good name? I'm terrible at names in the first place, just because names are hard. Just in general, names are hard. Let's see. I'm trying to think of like where I've been in England recently. I'm like, okay, what was some names there? Slough? Huh? That's a good place, right? Let's see. So something Bay, maybe. I mean, there's like Green Bay and things like that, but that's a bit like, Oh, dang. I really don't know. It's such a hard, like, I don't know what it is. Like, just trying to think of names for me is very difficult. How about, what kind of trees do we have, I wonder? I don't know if I could actually see to know. Let me look. Can I tell what kind of trees these are by placing down? So they're just beeches, mostly. Because I was like, if they're, you know, ponds or something like that, maybe I could manage to, you know, name it after that. Maybe we can get something from a good road. You know, like something like maybe one of the main roads or something, name it after that. Like Blackwell Bay, I could kind of see. I thought that's Tyler Perry Street. I was like, that's going to be changed. That's weird. Chapman Avenue. Let's see, like Holmes Street, which I always think of Holmes Street, and I believe it's Chicago. No, I'm actually thinking of H.H. Holmes, who owned a thing in Chicago, and he was like a mass murderer. So I don't think that's a great one. Birdsong. That's kind of cute. Birdsong Bay could be kind of cute. That would be kind of fun because it's the highway going into there, and that's a very like unique name. So let's do that. Let's do Birdsong Bay, and I feel like that's going to be our one, and then our university will be called, because we have Jackson Avenue, we'll actually name it after a Jackson. We'll pretend there's someone in our city who maybe worked in the parks department, we'll say. His name is Jimmy Jackson. So we'll name this Jackson, maybe just Jackson University of Birdsong Bay. Jackson University of Birdsong Bay. That feels like something that would kind of be. That feels like a proper name, right? Maybe? No? Okay, cool. Alright, so let's go ahead and start developing this area. Now, I don't know anything really about campuses. I never went to college, university, whatever you want to call it, because I decided that YouTube was a good option, and hey, look, it's working out. I started working instantly, even when I was like 16, so I just didn't go to school. I actually got homeschooled to continue working, so that's why I may not know, but I do live very close to the University of Kentucky, and I have a general idea of what it should look like. Granted, I'm just going to wing it and see what happens, because that is more of my style. So that's what we're going with here. I think as long as things are kind of neatly displayed here, you know, kind of compact, but also, you know, close enough together to be useful, I feel like that's good. I know the dorms typically would, you know, maybe be in like more of a general area, like, you know, kind of a block, but we're just going to make do with what we get. There we go. I wanted that. And put that right up against there. That is good. Then we need to make sure, yeah, we have water coverage here. So we're going to go ahead and go to the end of that. We'll actually just put this under the sidewalk. And then we'll pretend that we'll eventually come back through there and that may just work out. Let me go ahead and get this sort of on level up here. In fact, I will delete that just to sort of do this, because we want it to be, you know, pretty on level, and just kind of maybe even having like a bit of a natural grade from this highway is probably a wise idea, just for, you know, noise pollution and generally unsightliness of the highway for the students that are going to be paying the loans for the rest of their lives. So let's go ahead and get that over here for now. And I feel like that'll be a good little thing to have. And we'll just make sure this is all, you know, sorted out a little bit here. We'll bring that back a couple of steps and sort of do a bit of the same, leveling it out. Which I think this is actually a nice thing to do anyways, because it just makes building so much easier in the future. And may as well use the big brush here, really. There we go. And then, wish I had a prop line tool, but obviously won't in this. Actually, let's make sure we get everything first and where everything's going to be, and then we'll worry about doing anything like that. But we can go ahead and bring this to here, and then, okay, so I think that's as close as I can get to that there, so we'll do that, and then we'll see if we can, you know, if this leaves us enough room to fit things there, and just see what we get. We've got to actually get to a certain point for this, so we need better campus attractiveness, which is good to know, and more students to be able to do certain things. So let's go ahead and give her a research grant, which will help our chances of getting said thing. Then can I actually put... I guess that's not really help the campus itself is putting one of those on it, so... what else could I add that would increase the attractiveness? I guess, yeah, so I guess having one of these could work. The entertainment of the Aquatic Center. Perhaps, yeah, so we don't have the museums as of yet. We do have a faculty building, it looks like. University students who wish to specialize in certain areas go to the faculty buildings. Okay. I don't remember ever getting this, so that's kind of interesting. But I'm going to put it just beside of there. I assume that that's a good one. It's actually acting almost like a university building, but it's connected nicely to here, so I'm going to keep it. So we'll see if that does anything maybe to benefit. Did that benefit the attractiveness? It did not. But nonetheless, we have the building, so yeah, whatever. The hell was that? I don't know what that was. Was that for... Oh, I think it was for getting these bits, so that's great. So let's go ahead and do one for hospitality. And then... So we have an aquatic center, which, you know, we could... I think you can literally put this, like... I thought you could put it on the side of this, but I guess, yeah, it has to be roadside itself. They are very loud. So yeah, it being over here, I think is just a good thing in general. So we'll put it literally right on the edge there. Just to sort of survive without them getting angry. And then we're going to go ahead and turn off the lights there. We'll make them stop on the way out. And I will go ahead and extend this to the edge of that. In fact, I'm considering going around and creating another bit, but I may be better off doing this. I'll stop at the end of that node. For the other things there, essentially. And I think we would be wise to maybe start, you know, utilizing this as a more denser resident or densely packed residential area, just due to the fact of what's actually around here now. So I think we'll be better off with that. And I think if we were to go ahead and start putting in a couple offices here, maybe we can pretend it's, you know, some of the faculty buildings or whatever it may be. I think that would be also very wise. And kind of go from there and see what we're going to do next. All right, so for now, I think we're doing okay. This must be better, right? Because of that. Yeah, so the attractiveness is great. It just needs students, and that's fine. Now, do I have I started the metro yet? No, it looks like I only have buses, which is mighty fine. The metro, actually, you know, I feel like the metro is just way too overkill for the size. I know it's great, and I know it would probably be perfect, but for realism, I feel like it would just be way too much. So we're going to create a bus line that will service this district. And, you know, it's a little bit weird because I do have this very weird line, now that I realize. But I'm going to make this one to where it will connect to Highland Heights via there. Then, you know, we will... I wish it was an easier way to sort of turn around, but I think that's just going to be our best bet there. You know, sort of service these areas. Make our way back this way, which we'll go ahead and be preemptive. Make some stops here. Make another stop in front of here, and then complete it there. We can always add, remove, do whatever we desire later. And we're going to go ahead and name that one the Uni Line. So, and we'll go ahead and make that just the color yellow. It makes it stand out a little bit nicer. All right, so I think that should hopefully do us a little bit of justice of maybe getting a couple more students over here and helping us out. So we'll see how that performs. And in the meantime, so all this, we're going to keep more for university. And so I want to start thinking about the potential of a more densely packed area and it perhaps having its own entrance and another way into the city. So I think what I'm gonna worry about first is another way into the city, because once I've got that sorted out, I can then work on the neighborhood without any worries and everything. I mean, I did get a comment asking if I had a modified UI, and nope, nothing is modified. There may be maybe a couple assets that like got snuck in, but I've disabled everything that I could, and I do believe that there's nothing that should be in there. But if you see something, do let me know. It should be a fully vanilla save. But yeah, as of what I know, it should be vanilla and hopefully all good. So let's do this. Then, you know, relatively slow, decent slope there. There we go. And then we're going to want a single one diverting off of here. That will sort of go up to the side of it, and then this will turn into a 3-lane. Let's say here for now. So this 2 can connect to there, and then this one will connect there, and hopefully the lane algorithm will, you know, sort of do its thing and make that a nice junction. We'll see. And then over here, we'll do similar, and then we will have this go into a 2-lane, and I'm thinking, okay, so 1 will just take an easy right. I guess it's a fairly steep right depending on your views. Then I wish this was like easier without quite as much internet, but then just kind of thinking that this might be one of the nicer ways to do it. So let me just double check. So we have a way on to here from there, we have a way out from there, and a way out from there. And that should work just fine. So that kind of services everything that we need to worry about, and we're good to go. So I think the new connection point will go directly to here, and I think that'll be the easiest point to then work into the city. So I think what we're going to do is take out this. We're going to get the large roundabout, put it there, then we're going to grade here a little bit, because I mean you would prefer the, oh, that's a little bit weird, isn't it? Maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll grade a little bit before we get started. Let's put it on level with this road. I feel like that's going to be the more ideal thing, or maybe we want it lower. Let's keep it with that a little bit, but let's sort of move it out this way a little. We'll have this as kind of a new HOTS, I guess, in a way. But just to have a flat area to put this on top of at least. Okay. And then if I can make this work, you know, it often gets a little bit funky, as you guys know. So far, so okay. That feels way too big, even for this. You know what I may do is just do this in a smaller way, but have multiple ones. So there's multiple entrances to each of these areas. If that makes sense. Beautiful. Let's see, I forget I can even just do it this way. There we go. So then we can sort of work with that. Let me build it a little bit at a time instead of trying to think it too far ahead. I think that's probably won't be an issue otherwise. So, kind of thinking having, let's turn this into a 2-lane that connects to there. Honestly, as kind of nasty as that is, that worked better than I thought it was going to. So let's see. What will you let me get away with here? How bad will that mess you up? Not as bad as I thought it would be. So if I reverse that, that's not horrible. That's what you want to hear when you're doing this, isn't it? It's not horrible. It's the hard part of this sometimes. So you can't just add nodes where you desire. It makes it so much more difficult. Alright. Let's, oops, wrong one. Let's do that. We'll even do that because I don't think it'll be that big of an issue. Traffic-wise, once things get in here. And in fact, at that point, I do wonder if I was to just leave it at that for the entrance. Maybe instead, again, this could be too small for this area, but just kind of thinking, if I were to do something like this for there, because this just makes it where this stays less, you know, a little less like kind of convoluted and janky looking, I guess, as well. Kind of just connects these things. A little bit more of a gentle way. Then because then, you know, I can go in here and, you know, mess with it. Actually, I'll even leave that because a couple of these things, you know, can sort of you know, manage themselves and slowly sort of work out how they want to look and all that, I think. Or at least that's my current thought process, so we'll see how that actually plays out. But I feel like, you know, once I get these things built in a little bit more, I'll have more of a vision of what it's supposed to look like. But I feel like that's a pretty good connection. A lot of people are taking it already, and then that should work pretty quick getting people in and out of here, hopefully. I'm not worried about a little bit of traffic and a little bit of stopping and starting. In fact, that may even be better. So we do have a bit of a trash issue, that's for sure, but we do have the ability to process now. So let's go ahead and do that because that's going to be very important for us. So not enough workers, which is interesting. I wonder if that's a thing of we're getting too educated. I hope so, because that would be very fantastic. Oh yeah, we can change. So we're currently the chirpers. That's funny, but we can change it. We could change to the Jackson University of Birdsong Bay, and we could be, I guess, actually the chirpers works pretty good for the birdsong bit, doesn't it? And we could be the color. What color do we want? I mean, kind of feeling like with this logo, maybe we should be something pretty reasonable. Maybe that yellow is a good choice, actually. Sure, there we go. We've lost one whole match. We're doing good. But no, that's fun. I do like this a lot. I think that's a cute thing. And there we go. We won one, apparently. Wow, we get quite a good bit of money off that. All right. Awesome. So now I've got like, this is kind of a good little spot to start building a little neighborhood where this kind of grading, this little grade goes here. I'm kind of tempted to start, you know, coming in here. Maybe, you know, off of here. And just start building a little bit. And again, this could be suburbs. This isn't necessarily, I may not go straight to building some larger roads here. I may keep it a fairly mixed. I may keep the city fairly mixed where there's big and small throughout, instead of just going all, you know, like, here's a downtown, lol. So that may very well be something we do. So we'll see how you know, everything sort of plays out in my head as we do this. As of now, I see this actually more of a suburb. So we'll see how that actually fares. Yeah, why not? Something like that. And then we could have another entrance. I don't want to do it here because I think it's going to mess up. Let's leave that open. Let's just leave that open. We'll come back to it. And we will eventually have something very good to put there, I bet. Let me turn this off. I feel like this might... Yeah, oh, that makes it so much easier to place. Again, the realism, I guess, of placing these make me feel a lot better. I mean, I say realism. I'm connecting them in like 2.5 seconds instead of digging for probably a half a year, but... mental realism. All right, there we go. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and, you know, just sort of do that just in case that we feel the desire at some point. And then one thing I'm gonna do is I may actually go. Oh, I just saw an opportunity. So obviously, with the DLCs, we have park industries, and I feel like this or this, you know, this little area that I didn't know what to do with could be a great park. But I personally think this area right here could be a beautiful park, especially if I use all of this, actually. Like a very beautiful park. I don't know how big, you know, the park actually ends up taking up. It's been a while since I've done them. So this could be way, way too much. But at the same time, I like the idea of at least starting with it, and we'll see where that goes. But yeah, I think that's going to be really fun. So let's go ahead and start taking this area and making it into a little bit of something as well. Oak Huts, that feels like a good name for it. And then what I'm thinking, like I said about kind of doing the mixed. So, you know, these larger outside areas will be, you know, more of the high density, the places where they could withstand a little bit more noise. You know, maybe put up with a couple more things because they're probably better insulated buildings, or at least that's how, you know, we build them here at Birdsong Bay. But that's the hope, at least. But we'll see how it actually goes in the end. Let's see. I'm just seeing if there's anything that I feel like I should be doing here that would really, you know, make the area something special. So So we could do... I could obviously do like all the little, you know, the green stuff and the subsidies and all that, but I think I'm just going to leave it as is for now, and we'll decide what we want to do with that later. But I think we're going to do this a little by little right now, and we're going to need obviously some of these larger things too, like hospitals and so on and so forth. Since we already have a large hospital, I may actually just put in a sort of local clinic to this area, and I think we'll put that just there. And we're going to need, we're actually going to need another cemetery kind of soon. So this is, I feel like, the worst spot, but I'll leave that be for now. We will need a bit of that power, that's for sure. That's something that I did forget about, of course, because I've gotten used to mods and underground wiring, and like basically the mods that just kind of do it for you, and you just pretend like, yeah, it's good, it's fine, don't worry about it.
Thanks for
So let's do that, and let's go ahead and I'm gonna sneak that in right there. That's the problem with not squaring everything up. It makes it a little more difficult to keep everything kind of, I guess, more in line. And we'll put that there, and I think that'd be just fine. Let's go ahead and start getting the education in as well, which I think backing a park would be pretty lovely. So I will put that there. The high school can be on the inside of this roundabout, nice and safe. And then let's sort of just, I want to skip like every other one, maybe add in a couple here. The reason for this is I don't know. I can't tell you. It just feels right. I can't give you a reason for everything, but it just feels right this once. And then yeah, dog park, going to be a major win with everyone. Plop that around the corner. Then we will go ahead and continue, but we're going to put some commercial in these bits. Maybe a couple little offices within here. Kind of going down towards this area. We'll leave a couple little gaps. Then this bit, you know, maybe we'll put some of the smaller commercial. I think that would be good. Maybe some commercial beside the school. Then on this area, sort of a low density thing going on. Be some, probably you would imagine at least, quite nice houses. You know, they're getting these quite nice views. You know, this is something that you probably wouldn't see, or I've not personally seen in the States, with sort of mixed use, you know, sort of thing. This is getting a little bit more perhaps on the European style of things, as it's kind of nicer, but I very much like this, so we're going to go with something like that. Then maybe we'll add in a couple bits of resin. We'll go to the edge, why not? It won't hurt. And same with this. And then that sort of encloses this area where we will eventually add something to be dated. Or to be determined, rather. Why did I say dated? Whatever. You know what I mean. Alright, so we have some pretty good stuff going on, actually. I am pretty happy with that. I look forward to airports. Airports are coming up pretty soon, which is very exciting. So I'm thinking we could have that, or nice little park that we oh so love. And I think we can actually come in here. Oh yeah. We can get this bad boy connected up to a couple of things. And that is one of my favorite things to do in this game. So it's kind of like we're making a custom park, just without the actual benefits quite as much. But the benefit is the walkability that this is creating for the entire area. Like just the amount that people are now going to be walking instead of whatever else they could have been doing. So driving or cycling or whatever. And they can still cycle all this too, I do believe. But I think that is pretty fantastic. So we've got that all set up, looking very nice. Let's go ahead and, you know, just sort of tidy up certain little bits. Kind of hides any weird spots here. And then just in general, it makes it look nice too, so there'll be no complaints. That probably wouldn't be allowed due to, you probably would have to have them farther back for visibility, but hey, it's a game. So there we go, we got that. I think go-karts is, look quite fun actually, I like that. And I'm glad to see that this is working. I wonder if the lane hierarchy is actually doing what desired. And it looks, you know, they're jumping lanes a little bit, but I'm only doing what I can with that one, so that's fine. And then, so we've only got 166 students, unfortunately. I don't know if, you know, there's going to be some way that I could get, you know, better things for that, or if it's just because it's the area. Or perhaps the issue of transport, you know, of them getting over here, I don't know. But we'll see. One thing I do want to do, you know, start taking out little areas like this, start turning it into the higher density. I think that's going to be, you know, kind of ideal in certain places. Maybe instead of this area being low density, because it's, you know, a nice little perfect rectangle, we turn that into a bit of high density. That should look better. And then maybe, you know, instead of, you know, just maybe here we add in some jobs. Maybe the same. Oh yeah, that's the park. Can't do that. That makes sense. But you know, just thinking of getting more people, basically that can go to this school now. I feel like that's going to be the ideal thing, especially as they're graduating. That's not helping. We want more people to want to come here and everything. So we'll see if that works for us in any way, shape, or form. Why does it say the Buccaneers on a member? Wait, why is it? What? They were supposed to be. I thought we were supposed to be the Trippers. Wait a minute. Did I change it on accident? I must have changed it on accident. Oops. There we go. Perfect. Oops. But yeah, so that's coming in quite nicely, actually. You know, in general, I'm happy with how everything looks. I think we're processing all this stuff pretty good. I will actually start to empty some of these landfills, and then I think we're going to make a new industry area. You know, kind of reconvert how all this looks, because it looks horrible right now. And, you know, maybe start to turn this into an area that, you know, starts to get reclaimed by some other types of business, and you know, just general. Maybe I'm trying to think of like what you would put there. Just generally maybe something that's a little bit more, you know, clean energy. Maybe we'll get some industry in there, but you know, it's just a little bit more green, and maybe, you know, filter the waste, and maybe we'll even have some offices instead mixed in, so it's not all just, you know, the same thing. Kind of infinite possibilities there, which is always super nice. So we'll see how that goes. And so that's a little bit of blockage. I mean, it's not like a lot. Definitely more that can be done, but I think it's a good start. Just seeing if there's anything good that was like better, but I don't believe so, at least on that. Because I know there's like the larger sort of, yeah, there's the bushes, but they're just quite small bushes actually, which is fine. I don't really want a tree to, like, you know, gargantuanly take up all the room. That would be a bit much. Maybe I'll do like this sort of. That's probably too much, but I like the idea of this being a little more blockaded, and this feels kind of fitting. As long as it looks good or kind of from above, I'll be honest, I'm going to be happy. And 3 seems to be sort of the ideal amount here, just unless you make it a bigger gap suddenly. Because I think from above, you're not going to be able to really tell what this looks like other than like a good little pile of trees. And that's fine by me. Everything looks weirder from close, I think. I mean, granted, some trees do grow on top of each other and pretty close, so I mean, it's not unheard of, and actually from here, it looks just fine. From here, still not bad, actually. But, like, if you were driving down the road, you probably wouldn't, like, really think about it too much. Maybe some a bit close, but just kind of a nice little barrier, essentially, from the other bit. More to look at it this way. I mean, granted, that's not helping a ton, is it? I need a bigger wall. Some bigger trees. Whoops. That's fine. Alright. But this seems to be coming in nicely. I think everything's sort of happening down here. I think this is getting a little busier because of obviously adding in these larger areas are going to make things, I think, a little bit more intense, but that's just kind of how it is. I think this area is going to have the same sort of refurbishment. And then I think what we might do is in place of maybe here, start adding this, and maybe we'll go ahead and finally convert this to a normal road.
Welcome back.
And then we at least have some offices a little bit closer to where they may live. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But I think in the next episode, we'll work more on King Hill, or we'll start on King Hill, start in the park and see how that sort of, or what that turns into. Really happy with all of this. That was actually a good, like, I think land usage. Maybe we'll come back in with some trees and fountains and all the other fun little things that you can do here. The reason I've turned this into a 2-lane, by the way, and same here to a 3. This one makes more sense. Like, you can go out something. I think I'm going to use a little slip lane here at some point. Maybe for some sort of estate or something going on here. So we'll see what I want to do with that. But it may just end up being a little slip road, or it may turn into nothing. Because I could always just bring this back down 2 lanes where the yield coming on. That's fine. But yeah, so that's going to be it for now. Thank you so very much for watching. I do really hope you enjoyed. I'm really enjoying making these. And thank you for those who have come over and subscribed, or who have found the channel, decided to subscribe. We're nearing 50, which is honestly when I made this. I really didn't expect anyone to want to watch in some way. So I'm glad you're as passionate about Sea Skylines as I am, or you're just enjoying listening to me. Either way, I appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in the next episode. And goodbye.